Maybe I'm just tweaking though. Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing another art challenge recommended by you guys. This one's going to be the 3-color art challenge. Now, I've never heard of this one before today, but from what I understand, you just get a random palette with 3 colors, and you just make an outfit for your OC with it. So, should be pretty fun. I just found this set of 3-color palettes online. I'll have it linked in the description if you want to follow along. But I'll just look through here, see what catches my eye, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so these are the 2 palettes we're going to be looking at. I'm thinking we could do like a hero-villain kind of thing with the contrast between the two. So I try to choose one like a cooler and darker one and one with like more bright colors to see maybe we can make something cool happen with that. I honestly don't know any specifics of what I want to do for each character, but I'll get back to you guys when I got some sketches happening. So, alright guys, here's what we're looking at for the sketch. Honestly, this pose gave me quite a bit of trouble as well, just because I also wasn't too sure what I wanted to do, like character-wise. And I think I'm going to be doing like a hero-villain kind of aesthetic. So this one's obviously hero because it's the brighter colors, right? So I'm blanking on names for like the actual like mythical bird kind of things. Not a phoenix, but like the other ones that I don't remember. But I was kind of thinking something like that aesthetic. And then the villain, I have another kind of animal theme, if we want to say something like that, that I think works out. I've got some base colors here as well. So from what I understand, the challenge is the 3 colors are for like the outfit. So I just use like a normal skin tone, essentially. I tweaked the blue a little bit in the dress, just so it'd make, make it look better, essentially. But I tried to leave them pretty close to like the original, so I wouldn't get getting too crazy. And I have a lighting reference here, so should have something cool happening. Maybe not, maybe it'll look horrible, but gonna be having like a rim light around the edge. Yeah, I don't know why, but the 3-quarter poses, my brain is just struggling. Like, I just drew this drawing, which is a 3-quarter, and that was just fan art, because I got a new drawing tablet, so I had to break her in, So that was just to get used to that. That one was rough, too, to get that 3-quarter to make sense, and just did that one, and still had issues with this one, so I guess I don't learn. And I've been trying to do some more interesting lighting situations, because I was looking back at some of my previous drawings in the last year, and I was like, damn, they are all some boring-ass lighting. So we're going to be fixing that up in the next, in the foreseeable future, at least. Because I am still a sucker for just the strong top-down lighting. I think that's a pretty solid choice, especially if you're doing like character design stuff, and you got a pretty complicated character. Then I feel like it makes more sense. But in cases like this, where the design, like there's stuff going on, but it's nothing too crazy, This is where you want some of the more complicated lighting. I feel like it makes a better drawing. Because I noticed, especially on some of the challenges I've been doing, I also kind of did the same lighting over and over. So we're going to be taking her a little bit slower, not really worried about the speed. And because I feel like even if I go from 30 minutes of drawing to an hour, and I make like, I get like a measurably better result, I feel like that's a win. So I'll just stick with that, I think. Because I'm not really in a rush or anything, so... I mean, technically I am, but I'm not about to like rush a bad drawing. I feel like that's never a good feeling. Because that kind of happened with one of the recent drawings. I was like, ooh. And even the drawing I just showed you guys of like the one to practice with the new tablet, that one was like still like 2 hours, which is not that bad. Because I try to focus a lot on the layering the hair, like making it look 3D. Because I noticed that was some parts that I'm not the best at either. That one's kind of tricky because it's pretty hairstyle dependent, so it's not like a easy like process. And I've been liking these challenges that you guys have been giving me. I think you guys got more challenge, like, I don't know if I'm just not finding it right or something. My TikTok feed is annihilated, so I don't really get that much art stuff anymore. So, yeah, if you got a challenge you want me to try, or you just like the video and want to say something, hey, I got a pinned comment down below, so just comment on that, what you're thinking. Good, bad, anything like that. Anything could improve, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I'd love to hear it, so from what I understand with this lighting, it is like, it's outside, right? So it'd be top right, pretty strong, but it's behind the character. It's kind of the important fact here. So at the moment, that doesn't really affect us. We're just going to be shading it. I like to do one light source at a time, because I just get overwhelmed if I do more than one. Like I forget how some stuff would play together and things like that. So I just find it a lot easier just to do one at a time. And I mean, worst case, right? We can just that's the main pro of digital stuff, is you can just erase that thing and try her again. You can. That's also like a con of digital art, though, because you can spend way too much time on like one drawing if you're like trying to be too perfect at it. I actually forget who said it, but there's like this, he's a musician, but it's kind of the same thing with digital, like just art in general though, where he was like, done is better than perfect. Yeah, because if you can get like 95% of the way there, redrawing that same eye over and over, not really giving you that much better of an end result. Yeah, I think I might start getting more detailed with these drawings though. Because for a while I was doing more simple stuff, and that gets kind of boring, so we might be slowly adding more details. I don't think these will be, you know, like super crazy detailed end of the day, but I might start adding like full backgrounds and stuff, maybe. Kind of depends on the OC that, you know, is going on, right? Like for this one, I have an idea for a background. Whether or not it pans out, that's a different thing, but we'll try her out, see what happens. Also, we do have some news on the cardboard lifestyle. Officially not teenager anymore. We're getting old. I don't know what to tell you. Hit 20 a couple days ago, and yeesh, age is getting serious. We're double digits now, and it's rough. Although, in all honesty, I still do feel like I'm like 16, because that's when I started drawing, or 17, I don't know. Because I think I've been drawing seriously for, because, you know, you do like the little doodles here and there, like your whole life, so I don't really count that. I think I've been drawing seriously for like 3.5-ish years, I think. So I think we made some pretty decent progress, but still got a lot more to go, so I'm not getting too hyped up. And to anyone else looking to improve, I would honestly, you know, I'm not saying this like I'm an art god or anything, because we got a long ways to go for that. But I feel like a lot of people don't look back at their previous work and like what was bad about it. Because, you know, I feel like almost every video that I do, I'm like, okay, this one wasn't the best with the previous whatever, you know? Like this one, it's like, oh, making it a little bit more refined. Some of them, it's like, oh, the lighting's kind of shit, you know? Stuff like that. I feel like not a lot of people do like the reflection, which I feel like is pretty important. You know, you already made the mistake. Try and learn off of it, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just tweaking though, maybe. Yes, I'd say that's probably my biggest advice would be just try, you know, look back at your previous drawings and see what you did wrong. Because you did something wrong. Let's be honest, okay? You might not notice it immediately, but wait a few weeks and yeah, you'll notice it. And just kind of try and figure that out. Be humble about it too. There we go. I think it's time to adjust some shading colors in the clothes because it needs to be more gray. So for lore for this character, I'm thinking it's like, so this would be the protagonist. And I'm thinking it's like a magical world where it's like, because this one and the other one would both be like vaguely vaguely like animal themed. So I'm thinking maybe like the magical powers take place off of traits of animals potentially. And this one is like a bird kind of thing, like some form of magical bird. And then the other one, I got a different animal. And I feel like there could be like factions with that or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking of right now. And yeah, this would be like cheery, new protagonist, and then we'll get to the antagonist. I haven't done her design yet, so we'll see what I think of then. So it looks like in the reference, the shading's pretty cool, like the shading tone. So we will tone her down a bit. Oh, one thing I am curious about, how many of you guys actually draw? If you want to come and say like if you draw and like what kind of stuff you do, I'd be super interested to check that out. Because I noticed that's something that the pros do really well. Is having a lot of depth in between like hair and stuff like that, and like really making it look 3D. And it's kind of tricky to do consistently, because sometimes you kind of like lock in and really like perform well. But making that like repeatable is like, I feel like where the hard part comes in, you know. There we go. I think that's a pretty solid base. Let's do the eyes, and then we can do some of the more complicated lighting. But whether or not we'll do a background, we're still not sure on that one yet. We'll have to see how this goes. I'll do a little art tip for eyes. So right now, I think if we just put a highlight here, that's not too bad, right? Like it looks like an eye. But something that I've found that really makes it like really pop and look like really 3D, and they're not adding much detail, but like it's just the illusion of it, you know? You get a really thin brush with that almost black in the pupil, and you just scribble around. And then you just add a little bit of a highlight on the bottom here. And we're going to be using this yellow, because that's the challenge. And do the same thing with the highlight on the bottom. Kind of get the line out of the way there. And then if we throw some highlight on there, now it looks like there's some detail. And really, we didn't do much. So right now I'm gonna toss some, let's see. I'm gonna try out a few different lighting things. So something I'm thinking I might do is have one big multiply layer with like a cool color, because the reference that I have has that. And then I'll just erase where this is. Just sharpen the detail up a little bit here, make it look a little bit more sense. Make a little bit more sense. So I feel like even if you don't use a reference for the pose, for lighting I think you gotta. Just because lighting is so much more complicated than, I mean, most other things with drawing. So it can really go south if you don't just have a giant mental library, which we don't. So I would imagine that's not, it's a little too dark. Alright, we're going to attempt something, and it's, I don't think similar, but it's essentially, we're just going to be spamming random colors, and praying to all things holy that something nice comes out of it. We're going to be using this blue as well, and like a really bright yellow for the highlight. And make a copy just in case, and we're going to try to gauge and blur that baby. And these extra little dots, they kind of do a lot. They don't mean anything, but it's like some imaginary detail here. I wouldn't call it the best work I've done, but that's not too bad for especially the time that we had. I think we got some solid practice with some different shading, lighting scenarios and stuff. Overall, the best drawing, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But I think we got something not too bad out of it at the end of the day. Which is really all we can really ask for, you know? Can't cook every time. Well, I think that's all I got for you guys this week. So I'll be back next time with something else. You'll see it at some point in the future. I don't know. Yeah, if you like the video, like, sub, comment what you're thinking, all that stuff. But that's all I got, so see ya.